It's time to move out as the water moves in again.
I'm watching a slow motion train wreck. I mean, it's just, you know, it's coming, but there's nothing you can do. You just sit here and watch, you know. It's frustrating. It's hard.
This is what his recycling business looked like in the morning. 2 hours later, this boat was almost ready to float off as floodwaters rolled over the U.S. border.
You can see the high water mark from the last event. It went up about 3 feet. You know, our lunchroom and everything is still all torn apart.
This water is still the result of this weekend storm, and while today at least provided a reprieve from the rain and perhaps a hopeful sign, the break is a brief one. The next storm is on deck.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm actually speechless.
This farmer already didn't know if he could save his field, submerged first in catastrophic floods 2 weeks ago and again now.
First time it was shocking, but now we're more prepared.
It's a feeling echoed by the mayor of Abbotsford.
And I feel much better today than I did yesterday at this point. Unless we get a 200 millimeter dump Tuesday and Wednesday, that's a whole different ballgame then.
Crews worked into the night to set up a dam to protect Highway 1 and are feeling confident about the dikes that have been repaired and reinforced. In hope, the weekend storm washed away some houses. It's not clear how many, but it has everyone worried about what comes next.
They're a little bit anxious. They're concerned this next wave is going to cause some more flooding.
So while everyone watches the skies, sandbags keep going down to try and protect as much as possible.
So we really appreciate the military coming in and helping us.
So Susie, just listening to this, clearly this is a lull between the storms, but I guess that does not mean the threat is paused in any way.
No, and if you look behind me, and perhaps you can even hear right now, the water continues to flow across this road from the U.S. into the farms over here. I just spoke to someone who's been driving around dropping off sandbags at nearby farms, and he says this water is making its way to farms further into Sumas Prairie. Now, earlier today, the province was able to reopen some of the highways that they had closed preemptively before this past weekend storm. But they are already warning that they could need to close them again quickly. Adrienne?
Again, all right, Susie, thanks very much.
Okay, Dan Burt in Vancouver is also tracking developments on this story tonight. Dan.
Andrew, the weather has remained relatively stable so far tonight, but as Susanna mentioned, the main concern right now is those floodwaters crossing the American border into Abbotsford. Sandbagging efforts continued in the city late into the night, massive piles like this being made available to anybody who wants them. Highway 1 between Abbotsford and Chilliwack is closed due to flooding, and other major roads could be shut down if need be. Avalanche Canada says dangers have risen in the mountains across the south coast and in the Sea to Sky region. Back in Abbotsford, some 90 homes are under an evacuation order tonight, but some homeowners have decided to stay behind. They say they're not complacent, though.
This time around, we're just staying and watching, and we have our guidelines. We're 3 minutes from high ground. We're packed, ready to go. So, and it's not like a tsunami coming in. It's a flood. It's going to come in. It's going to give us all I need is 10 minutes and I'm out of here.
The gas rationing has also been extended, meaning South Coast drivers are being asked to limit themselves to 30 litres per fill-up to ensure essential vehicles have enough fuel. And Canada Post is warning of mail and parcel delivery delays because of closed roads. Andrew.
Okay, so all eyes are now on that approaching storm. Senior meteorologist Johanna Wagstaff here with those details. So, Joe, how much rain are we looking at here?
Yeah, Andrew, we're finally starting to hone in on those rainfall totals for the South Coast. Very similar amounts to the storm we just saw. Let me show you the forecast rainfall that's actually hitting central and northern BC as we speak, along with heavy snow and strong winds. That will slide down to the South Coast for pre-dawn hours, early Tuesday morning. And you can see the gray and white bullseyes. That's the 100 plus millimeter mark. So for places like Abbotsford, Chilliwack, even out towards Merritt, looking to see double what we've just got through. On top of that, this is our warmest event yet, Andrew. So the tops of our local mountains will be adding to that runoff. Andrew, it's been 24 hours only since each successive storm, not enough time for waterways to return to normal.
Yeah, and when we talk about that, water from the rivers themselves, that's the other big issue here, right?
Absolutely. So the peak that we just saw from the weekend event, the highest that those rivers have crested, only just starting to come down. All waterways will be running fast and furious over the weekend. But take a look at a couple of points that I'm watching. First of all, the Nooksack River south of the border that floods northward. The forecast is for that to peak on Wednesday, slightly below what we saw on the weekend, but river channels have changed. Also, the Coldwater River near Merritt expected to peak on Thursday, Andrew. That may peak at similar levels to what we saw this weekend. It's just relentless. We do finally get a break after this for more than 24 hours of time.
Okay, thanks very much, Joe.
You're welcome.